Hogart, page 1 of chapter 79. Hogart, but like this inner penetrating sadness, entangling so much of what one calls reality energy strings into the ball your kitten plays with from those glorious times when detangled became the norm, a tiff form of true existence. Then, when ovens baked sun-drenched tomatoes on pizza dough to perfection, when the curious acrobats declared defeat of growling truces no longer accomplished alone, they plunged into the geyser of forgetfulness, forever becoming and spit out against their feeble wills. I didn't design the world the way I want to see it, or it would get too boring of its predictability too soon. So I made it such that I don't even know it was me who made it. So I put myself so deep to sleep as good I could, but still this memory of it being my creation remains, and that is also the doorway for all of my self-duplication creations. To me, when their existence is becoming rather to say unbearable, as itself was not another garden, on the other side of salvation, in the mirror-dense scripts, hell-bent suicidal wave riders in unison cricket master club match ribbons contest on Easter Highway, in the black stars of dawn eagles bird car paint ball reflections, in their cathartic monastery of Bull Donner, restricted once discontented amateurs, in the speed race duplication sooner than a knife wielded in sawn abandoned, seen handcuffed in speaker midway balance, boiling point reflection point, wise not seen otherwise. Linger in the player top pair. They sang madly while dancing counterclockwise in unison spiral downwards towards the lower rhythm realms of dance numbers done to the benefit of those who hunger from that one never knows of. Rupel Ken Sukha Lamen. Initiation 2631991, level 71, tryout 29. Difficult level 8 is thus completed and enters normal level 9.1. Ha! And then, when you speak of all the demons in the realms as those who simply disregard the orders of their superiors to find their own luck on Earth, their exotic Wild West planet, in the west wing of their intergalactic super sector, naturally they install their own as superiors as humans, who instead of destroying them bred and then trained them to do their work as regular slaves do. Still, we are forgetting the story of the soul. The better you are at following the commands, like good sheep do for their peace, the more you fall under their spell, and then become ever more willing to follow their commands, until you will even kill for them. Those useless lies that bind each of us in a karmic wheel thrill to come back again and again to untangle the knot still left binding our souls in this deep dark place, Earth, where we are your so-called demons. But demons are not murderers and criminals. That is the same that the Nazis said about the Jews. Sometimes racing through the day, unable to stop, braking faster, then stopping, then forming the energies up and then down into the astral realm, directional, most often no idea we have what is any effect of this to anyone, as nothing has been repeated. So it must be more in the imaginational than truly psychic telepathic realm, depending on the density of the particular realm. The less dense realms reflect a greater freedom of movement in ever morphing of energy into specific congruent assemblies that one here usually calls the things, objects one perceives with any and all of the regular five senses. The rest is usually just an aberration of the before coming and has little dream selves built inside its cacophonic coffin symphony, never again taken away in the dark green-grey Hamburg of his birth country. There he was not this, that, nor other, as the blue turns red by sliced of yellow sunsets in mid-November. Limbic system, then activated, can let in the denser dimensional energies so that they can be transformed in the green sparkling love that goes upwards, forevermore refinement until it is at the one a circle closed and a universe finished. Then, after perhaps recreated based on all that came before, analyzed and improved with hardware upgrade new universe number 79. Can you write a treatise about silver star bells ringing in unison at this concert of celestial bards sworn to secrecy in customized caves of marble dolphins, requested from architects hired to run the end of the world scenario through different life cycle possibilities? We just seem like cogs, but unlike the vanishing cell inside our retina, to all now here then gone, as if the silver itself cleans up dwarfing wolf cries in hangar downtown avalanches freed from the aerodrome of mad silence, encompassing the expansion of the once being always, is as a memory in the fabric of the universe, as no information can vanish but by its disintegration, as it is kept cohesive by its shared symbolism, it will then endure more difficult challenges than we were able to ascertain. Locked in between the outer section of normal sea greeneries, refractured reflections of broken television screens hacked to pieces by some gorillas of superwoman status, uncollected. They shouted after we tried to congregate in the secret sections, thoroughly unwanted by some of the more menacing regulars in the establishment world scene. Then and then we tried, we tied to it no nothingness when truly honest, otherwise we lie, as even the scene is so deceptive. Almost full moon again, time rolls on, and if the greater lucky numbers in the dice proclaim of a more beneficial future, it is at mostly encouraged to let go of unknown, unwanted baggage to lighten the load, and not build one's life on a myth based on some other being, human or non-marketability, if it has not been defeated in the leader, then this is just a provisional leader. Thus, however, elements fall to the ground, thus heavier, so-called vibration, from their higher up less density and longer in objective space, plus more interconnected, as repetition could truly exist as empty space cannot exist. And then, on the higher vibrations, one is further away from the gravity that usually does not rescue one from the nagging side-shot thoughts of far-off galaxies spinning counterclock pink-orange formation to then the interconnecting space is closer density to the higher vibrational frequencies and thus more visible. The higher up the vibrational scale one's emotional consciousness mind-body complex is on, the less density it expands, and things also easier materialize. Some beings like to keep abodes in the lower vibrationary domain, so they master the art of body switching, a kind of theft truly, unless the body form was duly purchased beforehand. Certainly, a pirate group exists that uses prefab bodies and steals them for some clients. One never truly knows if one may not just be a kind of soul in such a body. pirated, the original owner pushed aside. Oh, can one hear him as a small child whines sometimes? Beware of the deception, for all memories could also just be implants by some aliens who abduct you at night often, even unknown to you, unless weird ache may be felt suddenly from no other cause in the early morning. Then the alien mafia had one abducted, and then also look out for the spies they sent, staring at you through the cat's eyes, and raccoons at night investigating the area where you live for traces of your DNA. This precious artifact of humanity. Ha! Ah, welcome, the other one. Mind commercial upslide, never come to let it grow fur. No other around, see, and then go the way of lords. With a big heart, see. And then we rush to the safety of this shelter no one could answer us for. Oh, how they wanted to make us think it was for growth to go through hardship. Did it increase your faith in God? We seem to have lost the ground now, swept like the sea in saltwater mermaid tales. Back to merry life, it seems, is wanted, this time by clear choice, knowing its consequences, chasing the one over the many or none, so gladness can return to hearts left beating in the cold chaos emotional disturbance brought about, now external automation behavior, feeling as if in a deep rut of not feeling contented, thus seeking to fulfill this yearning to be whole again with the support of the one who we already wrote so extensively for and about. The true fire lit under the hand of this writer. It seems this mad reoccurrence of unending pursuit to be whole and then drip drop with lusty thoughts of passionate union, a fuel still burning so bright it lights night and fades only at daybreak a little. Oh, we have been such a lonely traveler on this journey to peaks of true knowing, left many a fellow behind, or they stared it into thick jungle never seen again, may be felt in the throbbing head's depleted energy seeker and wisdom accumulator, then heart full stop to regain vision of the one who so very elusively slips away at those dark soul nights as we pushed them before and now hope to have them return. So then I seek no longer for the elusive one now, as if the one is here to come, then she will surely be led to cross my path. Gone are the days of blind whining, longing for her to fill my heart with love and light, and days spent in lovers' delight. Ah, now too personal to call this poetry. So what this black obsidian mirror, led through legions of others wanting to hijack my pen hot hand and put down words in their so very eloquent voices. Here now, friends and shiny starlight flashes. I do agree to your endeavor and let you have me for a while. Alas, remember, I am just not your writing whore that you can just so easily rent. Have some more things to say? So do it. Has your big work not been completed, say, then come right through and shine with me a little there. Evocation of secret channels, a bit on far side custom memory in old disbanded fast food chicken coops and running gauntlet through ganglands downtown. I say just nothing to your policing, then turn the daylight to green shimmer and reap this harvest bread, juice, butter. Reduce my scenting to pursue wonder and rustle hedges in your erotic voice. Then I did not come here to sleep through days of sorrow, although it is so obvious this life we are bound to will soon end. Still meandering around this deep unknowing, what is beyond one speculates and chooses that most happily fitting to wear as dress for mind heart being. I did not wake up to fall down into darkness, nor have I seen the world disintegrate later today. I will shut mind off, to be in song frolicking then when the evil man with sharp tools cuts hearts for steel cold thoughts, abandon and wave your white flag of surrender, forget the nothing to be all. Enlighten dark spaces to shine here in glory of the wisdom found so dead it ages never truly, and reconstruct this monarch glory. Those who run off with treasure glanced at irregular as my heart beatings, refuse to lend an ear to sadness, then grieve no more for spirits risen, and just float easy as Mark Twain down your internal Mississippi, forging the path through deep green waters. At river's bend the eagle mocking, a couple copulating loudly, as birds hit windows when you shine. Relieve those burdens of blind masses, no spent a day in sweet oblivion. You ride the horse of always wanting, so vent this fear brewing below, encounter freedom as it flows. Ah, the energy is going through me like a crazy inner firestorm. It is a first a pressure on the head, squeezing advice like, but then like turning over the engine, going around the heart, marching forwards into the sunshine, green bath beauty of this landscape. Life can be at those times a forward movement, a quick dance about its essence. This rhythm of movement, it blazes my hand to write, the body to march unhindered in quick steps to a destination sought. It engulfs in the formation of pain, it dissolving before it can form completely. This king inside the ruler of the realm demands and does systematically several projects at once at their divinely timed period of execution. Perhaps this dream of hotels in flames and flights at cold strange airports missed, as I can hardly form a clear memory of the time before the one has become my master and slaver. How this can be one does read about in esoteric books dealing with love potions of all kinds. I cannot really write much more. The ideas, I wonder when they will cease, and all the things needed are already said. So it is truly now just left to go into fictionalized accounts of anything to be able to create writing, although that is also a peculiar business, because then one would spin tales that are knowingly untrue and then perhaps waste the people's mind consciousness time, just triggering various reactions in the audience and then redoing it to make the tingling pay, and so on. Would a more serious text go on and on, critiquing this writing, whatever that may convey to the reader? I don't know, as the reaction to it is absent for lack of circulation. Why to sell off my thoughts like a cheap mind prostitute to the masses to wade through and form their saintly judgments through their vainglorious attempt to truly understand the writings of another to a greater extent, so to say, then took the Vaseline technique too far, using it on the words themselves, Mablusias, Mayas, blues. Used that technique throughout together with turpentine and its poisonous gases. Lol. We wear gas masks for that in the hoping, but now, later, just living day by day, and then why care? Even the absence of smell of spelled beer seems more enticing than paint thinner. in your hair at 3:26 a.m. on a Sunday toy chest application in the dark yellow light-streaked corridors of the painted mind spectacle observed from deep space imperiality over France, tift and rift notwithstanding. So, argument sublube kite behind. Voila, there it goes, and you have seen it all dance in unison to fit all lost mosaic pieces back together, so the Sultan is all happy and Scheherazade has no longer have to tell lies to stay alive in stranded afternoon setting, speech-like by surprise, as we could not have imagined it any otherwise, when the fence of built insecurities come no longer down. Then we go crazy.